Okay, we're leaving Segundo, Colorado, where Ringo's Market's at. We'll be taking a drive up in the mountains today, up Sarcillo Canyon to go look at some mountain properties. You see Ringo's grocery store. You got a couple of gas pumps. And you go about a mile west on Highway 12 here, and you'll take a right onto Sarcillo Canyon Road. And I'll tell you the road number, the county road number, when we get up here. You can see it's one of the best views in the area. Just driving around anywhere in the county, you'll see the mountains. And those are the Sangre de Cristos in the background, where the national forests and mountain lakes are at. And there's lots of other public wildlife areas. There's a 30-something thousand one over here just to the south behind Weston, Colorado. And there's 2,700 acres back up here. Both of the peaks are wilderness area, and the San Isabel National Forest comes down to about halfway into the Sangres up there. Stonewall, Colorado is a little fishing village town. Before you get to the mountain lakes, if you keep going west on Highway 12, it'll take you over below those mountain peaks over to Cachar, Colorado, at the top of Cachar Pass, and then down into Levita, and then you can hook up with 160. Take a right, go to Walsenburg, or take a left and head to, well, all the way as far as Durango if you want. We're about a mile, at mile marker 54, right past it. You'll take a right before the bridge onto Sarcillo Canyon Road. We're about a mile past going west from Segundo, Colorado. We're taking a right on the County Road 41.7, and Sarcillo Canyon Road's paved for about 8 miles coming up here. So most properties off of this canyon will be a mile or two, maybe 4 off of pavement, and most properties in this area will be about 25-30 minutes to town, about 10-15 minutes to Ringo's grocery store and gas pumps. And to any of the public lands, it could be 10 minutes to 45 minutes depending on what you're going to go to in the area. And this county has the second largest elk herd population in the world. There's plenty of mule deer, bear, mountain lion, all that kind of stuff, and turkey. It's greened up yet. We're just coming out of winter. We can still have snow this time of year. Average winter temperature for this area, Los Animas County, is about 50 degrees. So the snow comes and it melts fast. You can get buried in a little bit for 3-4 days if we got a 3-4 foot snow. They only happen maybe once a year, once every couple 3 years. Once you get about 7,000 feet in this area, in this county, you'll start getting into the ponderosa pines and the tall pines. About 8,000 to 9,000, depending on the valleys and things like that. You'll start getting into aspens and blue spruce. We've come about 4 or 5 miles up Sarcillo Canyon Road right now. Once you cross that cattle guard, right there, then you can take a left into La Garita South. And there's actually another left at a pond. You can get into the north end of La Garita South. And there's other ranches in the area off this road. To the 7,000 foot range now. And you can see the ponderosa pines starting to pop up. There's cottonwoods in the canyons down below. And even at this elevation, if you've got some water in a valley, you could end up with some blue spruce and some aspen in the valleys. A lot of sandstone formations at this elevation between 7,000 and 8,000 feet. 7 to 8 is the perfect growing elevation. Between 7,000 and 8,000 feet is really good growing elevation for this area for homesteading. And get above 8,000, and it becomes more difficult to do greenhouses and gardens. At about 7 miles coming up Sarcillo Canyon, County Road 40.1, you will come to a pond on your right, and you'll be able to see the Spanish Peaks to the northwest. We come over this hill, you see the Spanish Peaks. Really good for the first time coming up Sarcillo Canyon. I'll zoom in on them. And they look more about like that. They actually look a little bit bigger than that. That's the West Spanish Peak. There's a wildlife area. The Spanish Peaks wildlife area is just a little further up here. And this entrance is Rancho La Garita. This is Rancho La Garita South, but this is the north entrance. There's a little pond there. Okay, just about a quarter mile after the entrance to Rancho La Garita South, the north end entrance, and after that pond, about a quarter mile afterwards, this is where the pavement ends. These county roads go, you can go anywhere in the county, and you can see this is Rancho La Garita North, County Road 30.1, which will wind all the way back down into Trinidad, and you can go back down to Highway 12 we started on from many feeder roads. And this will head up into the wilderness area, National Forest in this direction. Okay, so we're taking a right into Rancho La Garita North, and you can see Zachariason Track and Upper Daughter. That's part of the 2,700 acre wildlife area, and there's also another way to get to it on County Road 30.1. So this 5 acres is going to be within 10 minutes of 2,800 acres. And there's elk and deer crawling there. Okay, now we're coming to the firehouse in Rancho La Garita. It's actually on Aspen Lane, and County Road 30.1 takes off this way, and you can wind all the way through the hills, go by public lands, and get all the way back down to Coatdale, Colorado, and Highway 12 when you're coming out of Trinidad. So there's lots of different ways you can get to these properties in La Garita. And we're going to this 5 acre tract today that's probably about 2 miles back in here to get to the property with year-round access. Power's about a quarter mile, 1,320 feet away. They do 300-foot pole runs with the power company. So you'd need like 4 or 5 poles with the drop to bring it to this property. It's very level and usable. It'll be easy to homestead, and with a water well depth probably averaging about 250, 300 feet in this area. Hopefully my camera's not too bad. Anyway, I'll be showing you the drive to it, and I'll be flying my drone over. Okay, when you see this place on the right, like I said, it's only about 3/4 of a mile to a mile to the tree in the road. When you see that place, we'll take a right, the very next right. And we're taking a ride onto Deer Path Circle. And I know the road changes at the end of this road here a little bit. We're about a mile from the property now. Okay, we're still on Deer Path Circle, but then it turns into Blue Jay Lane. All you do is just keep going straight. You don't take that left. And we'll follow around through the trees here and then back. We're headed west right now towards the Sangre de Cristo. Little doggy. Okay. So you can see these little places we're just driving through, and Metal Art Drive is what that sign says, so you know you're in the right place still. And La Garita has covenants, but they don't have a property owners association, and there's no dues. So everyone does as they will with their properties, pretty much within county regulations. You can pay like $250 a year, and there's a volunteer association, so you can have your road plowed to your driveway during winter. Okay, I come up top of this hill. You can see that blue little cabin over there, and there is no outlet. There's one person that lives back down here next to the property. Focus. Zoom out. Lighting is a little hard to get right today because we have Overcast skies. It should be raining here again this afternoon. Mountain showers and fall. It's really pretty. Public lands from this property. Margarita is great because it's right in the center of the county, west of I-25. So you're close to thousands, tens of thousands of acres of public lands within 10 minutes to 35 minutes. If you want to go to the mountain lakes up above to the west, under the Sangre de Cristos. Now the property is going to be on our left. I think we're getting pretty close. I need to look at my maps real quick. Okay, so we're standing at the southwest corner, and we're looking at the road we came in on. This is north, and this is how the property lies. The actual road's over here. When they did this subdivision, people just kind of did roads and drove in here however they needed to. And this is what I would call actually the northwest corner. It's kind of an odd. You see it? Yeah, we're right here. And I'll zoom out a little bit. Now you can see it. So you can see this southern line goes an angle to the southeast from this northwestern corner. And you can see that big bush right there. It's got a orange flag on it, on that pin, which is in line with the pin across the road on lot 213. That's what this lot is. And the line goes right through here a long ways. So now this is in the interior of the lot, and this would be the road frontage up front. And we'll take a walk through the property. And there's a fence line that's going along this northern boundary right here. It's cutting across over there. So you can see the interior of the property here. Very usable and very level. Should have some views back to maybe Fisher's Peak over at Trinidad. That northwestern corner we're just standing at, it's right over there. There's a survey marker and a pin there. So this is looking into the property. Turn that down. Got a lot of room to do what you want. It's all usable 5 acres. It looks like going up the road. And you can see this property, I think it's like 17 acres. It just recently changed hands. So basically see that orange flagging is, go over there to my truck. That's the corner along the south corner, what I would call, because we're headed south this direction. That'd be the furthest south corner along the road. And this would be the first corner you come to at this fence line. It takes a while along the northern boundary of this property. You see those trees on the hill that are higher back here? That boundary line, the southern boundary line, cutting in a long angle, goes just across the top, right through those taller trees on the ground, of course. Okay, I'm standing basically on the middle of the boundary that's along the road, and there's some car tracks that drive off right here, and I'm walking down through the property, and there's some, when you come off the road, basically we're coming off the road right here, and we're walking through the trees. I want to get to this big meadow area. And power's back there, up there on the hill. So from there, they're probably going to be at 3 poles to get to here, 4 with your drop. And the southern boundary line is it's moving away from us because it goes across the top of that little hill I was pointing out over there. Those tall trees over there, that would be basically where the southern boundary line's running away from us. Yeah. Okay, this is a meadow area here. Looks like it's fenced on the back side. So it's fenced on the northern side. And on this would be the eastern boundary down here. This would be the place to be. Nice little meadow area. Looking back, if I get the lighting's hard today. See that? If the clouds weren't there, you'd probably see Fisher's Peak over Trinidad. That's 10,000 feet over Trinidad. So I'd put my, let me look at, put a place like right here. And then you're back off of the main road. Plenty. Or maybe up over here a little bit. And since it's fenced here, yeah, that hill right there is a part of it. You can get some views up from up there. Okay, we're coming from the meadow. We're just coming up the hill. Okay, we came up the hill from the meadow here up to right here. So the southern boundary line will be over there, probably about 40 feet. And you can see the Sangre de Cristos through there and the Spanish Peaks, but they're covered with clouds today. See if I can get a better shot. Oh, you see my truck down through there. So I'm standing on the boundary line. Runs right this direction. So this portion of the hill came up to is right where I showed you on the map. You can see south into Mexico that direction. And you walk over here and you see all around. You'd definitely see Fisher's Peak from the land if it wasn't cloudy. And right through here, I'm on the land. You can see the mountains to the west. Right through here, you would see the East Spanish Peak right there. And the West Spanish Peak right there. Some nice views of them. We're gonna take a picture. All right, we'll head back down and see, there's a gas well right here. I don't know if it's running or not. The old fence that's right over there starts right here. Actually, it starts back here because the road's over here. You do have access. You can drive right onto your land this way, and you could, I don't know why you couldn't fence that. Just go ahead and fence the front portion here leading up to the road. That's where all the properties are today. So I'll be flying from here, and you see this, there's a gas well right here, and there's this giant meadow in the back. We're seeing these trees. We're just looking at this angle through here. You get back in here in the center of the property with a nice spot. Okay, we're done, and we're just leaving the property. Everything on our right is the property. And if you're seeing this on any other place than my website, ranchviews.com, please go there. I've got other properties, and I do this with all of my properties. Drive through, hike through, fly over video. And again, it's ranchviews.com, and thanks for watching.